Hey guys, welcome to my new series, Counting Particles. Today we're going to be talking about atomic mass, a topic that we've covered in several of my previous videos. If you don't know what atomic mass is, I suggest you go all the way back to my 6th video and watch that first, because today we're going to be building on that knowledge. Let's get into today's video. Hey, what you doing?
I'm making myself some ice cream.
Oh, cool. You should add some more sprinkles.
No, stop. If you add more sprinkles, it's going to taste completely different.
Oh, come on, it's not really that different.
Yes, it is. Now leave my ice cream alone.
You're weird. But I think you just gave me an idea for my next video.
Cooks and chemists have a lot in common. They have procedures involving a specific amount of ingredients to form a new product, different from the ingredients that were put in. The amounts of the ingredients can be varied, but only proportionally, or else you'll create a different product. Cooks use a recipe, but chemists prefer using a chemical equation to decide the starting materials and quantities. Atomic mass is the mass of a nucleus of an atom, so the protons and neutrons combined. Electrons don't really matter since they're so small and light that they can basically be ignored. Now, the atomic mass of an atom is measured in AMU, or atomic mass units. Pretty straightforward. An atomic mass unit is described as 1/12 of the mass of a carbon-12 atom, which has 6 protons and 6 neutrons. Some of you might be thinking, 1/12 of carbon-12? Doesn't that mean one mass unit just equals the mass of hydrogen, which is 1 AMU? Yes, it does. However, carbon was the first element in which the mass was measured. Chemists only realized that hydrogen is 1 AMU because when they compared the weight to carbon, they found that it was 1/12 the mass of carbon. We've since basically figured out the rest of the masses of the elements using those two. One thing to know about atomic mass that we haven't covered is that there are many isotopes. That means that elements have some variance in the number of neutrons in the nucleus. Because of this, the mass number can be different for the same element. That's why if you look at the periodic table, atoms like carbon will have an atomic mass of 12.01 instead of just 12. The atomic mass is an average of all the isotopes. Since carbon can be carbon-12, which makes up 98.9% of the carbon that exists, or carbon-13, which only makes up 1.1%, the masses of all the carbon to exist is averaged out at about 12.01 AMU. Let me show you how to calculate this. We know that carbon-12 and carbon-13 make up all the carbon that exists. That means the two isotopes should add up to the atomic mass. Let's write this out so you can understand. Carbon-12 is 12 AMU. We'll multiply that by its abundance, which is 98.9%, or just 0.989. Then there's carbon-13, which is actually 13.00335 AMU. We'll multiply that by its abundance, which is 1.1%, or 0.011. These should add up to the atomic mass, 12.01. Let me do it out just to be sure. 0.989 times 12 is 11.868. 0.011 times 13.00335 is about 0.143. 11.868 plus 0.143 is 12.011, which can be rounded to 12.01. Before we end today's video, you should try one example on your own. Copper has two isotopes, copper-63 and copper-65. Copper-63 weighs 62.93 AMU and has an abundance of 69.09%. Copper-65 weighs 64.9278 AMU and has an abundance of 30.91%. Using the method we just used on carbon, and without looking it up on the periodic table, what's the atomic mass of copper? Write your answers in the comments and I'll answer it in the next video.
Let's review. Chemistry is kind of like cooking. You have certain ingredients that have to be combined in a certain way, in a certain proportion, to get the product that you want. Mass number is the mass of the nucleus of an atom. Changing the number of neutrons in the nucleus changes the mass number. These variations are called isotopes. The atomic mass is an average of all those isotopes. Don't forget to do the practice problem from before and write your answers in the comments below.
Please like, share, comment, and subscribe for more videos every week.